I'm going to show you some advanced complexion techniques. Of course, Cover FX products are perfect because of our high pigment load that'll cover anything, and of course our shade series where we have a pink, neutral, or golden undertone, and of course 28 shades from very fair to very dark. What I'm going to show you today are some really cool techniques, contouring and highlighting, because of course we know how hot that is. Let's get started. What I love to do is use our cream foundation. You'll notice I have 3 shades. The light shade is the highlight shade, the middle shade is her foundation shade, and the dark shade is the contour shade. I've already applied the middle shade all over her face as her foundation. The next step that I like to do is then highlight. And what I like to do is use my concealer brush and do a stripe right down the middle of the nose, center of the chin, a little bit on the Cupid's bow. And then I like to do a few stripes in the middle of the face. You also like to highlight underneath the eyes. Just look up for me. And I really like it when we have a really bright, light highlight. And I like to do this, which we call the V of light. So from the corner of the nose, right up to the corner of the eye. And what this does is it really gives this illumination through the center of the face. Now the next step is to apply the contour. And what I'm doing is I'm switching over to a different brush so that I don't get the light color on the dark brush. Just turn, and if you want to, you can sort of suck in the cheekbone. We all know that supermodel, do that supermodel thing. Yeah, and this sort of defines where that contour is. So I'm gonna draw a line right there, and we'll do it on the other side as well. Remember that light colors bring out and dark colors recede. You can also put a little bit of contour on down through the center and the side of the nose. So this works really well in conjunction with the highlight. Now, once I've done that, I'm going to start blending, and I'm using 2 different cream foundation brushes. I like to start in the middle of the face and work my way out. And I'm just trying to soften this area so it ends up light through the center of the face, down the center of the nose. And really this technique is all about the blending. You want to make sure that you're blending very well, because what's going to happen on the light areas of the face is the light is going to bounce off those areas. And you're probably starting to see through here how the light is bouncing. Now, just look up for me. And I'm going to pat this, and this takes a little bit of blending and perseverance. And just jiggle your brush, and what it starts to do is blend it into the skin. And I like to use a combination of a brush and my fingers for this technique, because what I like to do is sort of soften this first, and then take the warmth of my fingers and just very gently press, and what it does is it melts it into the skin. But you end up with a really dramatic highlight by doing this. So once we're done that, I'm switching brushes to a brush for the darker contour color. So in the case of her nose, just softly blend that out. And what this does, it gives some structure to the nose, but because the color is right beside the highlight color, what ends up happening is it actually makes the highlight color even more dramatic because you have a dark color right beside it. And then for the cheeks, if you don't have cheeks or high cheekbones, you can draw them in. So I like to soften this first and then blend it up, soften that edge into the highlight color. And don't worry if it's not perfect, because I got a little bit of makeup right in this area. It's okay. Until we set our cream foundation, you can blend it away. So if you make a mistake like that, don't worry. Blend it away. And that's what's really cool about the Total Cover Cream Foundation. You have time, play time, to set it. And it's amazing how it blends and it fades from a dark color up into this light shade. So I'm using the darker blending brush this way up, and if I switch over to my highlight brush down, it allows me to blend the one shade into the other. Very important with doing this with our products is that I'm working within the same undertone. And because of our 28 global shades, you're able to choose your foundation that matches your skin, and then you're able to go a shade lighter and a shade darker within your undertone. And that is really unique to Cover FX, and it's how we get this dramatic effect with contouring and highlighting.